Good morning, Cowboy Jim here, Fort McMurray. Nice day up here, children. Oh my. It is kind of like you can smell spring in the air, and that's a good thing. Uh, the Biden speech was last night, and I wondered if there weren't something else on television that I could watch, and I checked every avenue that I could find, and I thought, boy, I'm not sure what really I did wrong this year. It's early in the year, and I thought, but there must need to be some penance that I'm going to have to go through, even though I really didn't know why, but I knew I I probably would have to listen to Biden, and and uh, when I see Trudeau come on CTV News to be interviewed, not interrogated, but kind of pleasantly interviewed, I change the channel. And anytime I hear Biden say anything, I change that channel too. That's Fox News. And or in some instances, like last night, even CTV had Biden on. Oh, it was terrible. I mean, it truly was terrible. That man took credit for things that have not even happened. Never could happen under his tutelage, his directorship. I mean, the I am 72, so I am a little, shall we say, sensitive about the calamities that are awaiting. I don't know if I'll ever catch up to them. I hope not. But the horror associated with a politician who is not in touch with the world reality, and that's Biden. He's know it, and unfortunately, it's also Trudeau up here. He's not. Interestingly enough, they're both liberals. The States, they call them Democrats. Up here, liberal. And I mean, I made an honest effort to try to watch Biden's speech last night and not throw up, because I have a semblance of understanding of what the game plan is, and it's not for democracy. Okay? I mean, if it were for democracy, there would not be as much illegal immigration coming across the states, southern border. In Canada, Trudeau talks about democracy, but he doesn't want democracy. His heroes, as I've said 400 times, would be the Chinese Communist Party. That would be Xi Jinping, whatever. You know, the COVID guy. And not the Chinese people. The Chinese people are good. I happen to like Chinese food. They're sharp. I'm telling you, they're sharp. Putin, well, he's an abomination from hell. His mental acuity is determined by him in whatever he chooses to do that is so contrary to common sense and decency. But that doesn't bother him at all, because it reflects his mental acuity. Biden, The poor man, I mean children, the poor man, he wouldn't know, he wouldn't know. Well, I'll tell you, last night he spoke of the Ukraine, and then he said, yeah, and the people of the Iranian people, and he didn't mean to say Iranian people. He meant to say Ukrainian people. But it doesn't matter. Like, I screw up every now and again, and I mean, shoot, I'll mention Putin, I meant Biden. I mean, there's no difference. I mean, the one's pretending to stand up for what is right, and the other isn't pretending at all. And so, like I have great empathy for people who say the wrong stupid thing at the correct time, and it has no semblance to common sense or anything. And that's what Biden does. That's what Trudeau up here does too, but he doesn't realize it. I mean, there's a very wonderful thing that you as a people can do, and that is you study what a politician says. Don't believe any of it, because what they're trying to get you to do is to forget what they really do, which is not much. And as with Biden and Trudeau, West Germany, Poland, the NATO countries, it is summed up best in this: too little, too late. It's simple. Ukrainian people have been asking for help for 6 to 9 months. Leadership of the Ukraine did not want to scare the hell out of their people and have people dying in the streets from a heart attack. They may well have been better advised to have the people more prepared, the ladies, the children, more prepared to get out of Dodge. Okay, that's fact. But if you want to watch a politician, you watch a politician like Prime Minister of the Ukraine. Now that man is balls, and he's not stupid, and he is speaking the truth to his people, and he's pleading with Biden. It's a waste of breath, son. Biden wouldn't even know what time of day it was, nor what day in the week it was, nor what year it was. He has those cute little things in front of him. They're called teleprompters. And I'm telling you, I was so impressed that Biden actually could read and talk at the same time. Think about that. It's staggering. And whoever wrote his speeches, well, no one would ever be tempted to condemn Biden's State of the Union address based on substance, because there was no substance. There was not a bloody thing. Oh, except at the end, when Biden was invoking God to bless the United States of America. And then he said, go get him. Go get who, you idiot? Go get Putin? When you, as the president of the United States of America, won't even bring sanctions against Putin's source of income, which you, Biden, allowed him to have, that being his oil and gas. Well, the other little countries in NATO, Germany and everybody else, they don't want any interference with Putin's oil and gas. They rather appreciate the pretense that the world has excommunicated three quarters of Putin's banking system. But they try to pretend like that's a big deal. But there's still 25 of Putin's banking system in place. And so he channels money through the 75%, no, because it's been removed from SWIFT. But he does channel everything he needs for money from the sale of his oil and gas to that little segment of the banking system that Biden and the NATO countries didn't have enough guts balls in order to seize. So the pretense that Biden has done anything in terms of sanctions, in terms of the source of income that Putin needs in order to kill women and children in the Ukraine, and that's just the start of it, children. Hey, I believe it's just the start. I think Poland's the next one that's going to go down. And will NATO stand up and resist? Well, Putin's already said that he put his nuclear armament on high alert. And people will say, well, no one in their right mind would press the wrong button. Well, Joe Biden wouldn't know whether he was pressing a reset button or an annihilation button. Well, Biden would probably end up pushing the wrong button, shoot himself in his own foot. Cognitive, not bloody likely. Mental acuity? Well, I've studied Biden, and his son. Oh, geez, that man is a financial oil field type expert. Oh, Hunter Biden. You gotta be kidding. You can't believe that horseshit, can you possibly believe? That Hunter Biden made, what, $83,000 a month advising some oil people in the Ukraine? Biden, both of them, they're all crazy. If you have studied Joe Biden, well, I don't think you'd want to study Hunter Biden. I mean, gee whiz, you'd quit buying everything from Russia, China. Well, we can't. We can't stop buying because China owns half the companies in the States, and in North America, half as high. Okay. But he does own half of the more important companies. I mean, after all, we just sold China on our stock exchange up here. China took over a company that made lithium, mined lithium. Well, what would you need lithium for? Batteries? I mean, Biden is so downright stupid that he thinks the American people, Canadians, everybody else in the world watching him, he is so stupid that he thinks we're all stupid. I mean, can you think of one thing that Biden has ever done, or one singular cause that Biden chose to support that was on the right side of history? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. Because whatever he says, you just do the opposite and you'd be in better shape. Because he doesn't know what he's saying. He only says what's on the teleprompter, and some idiot in the back room somewhere with a game plan to destroy democracy wrote for him. I mean, if that dummy wanted to curtail Putin's ability to afford the war against women and children in the Ukraine, and strong men and strong women and little kids that are scared all to hell. If Biden and NATO wanted to stop that, they would sanction Putin's oil endeavor. And Biden, the absolute dummy that he is, would open up the American, not reserves of oil, come on. That might last a few days. But open up, remove all the sanctions that have been placed by Biden on the American oil patch. Biden knows how to beat the hell out of the oil patch. He could do it with Putin because he's practiced with American oil patch and Canadian. Biden, you idiot. Keystone Pipeline, you dummy. He says, oh, it would take years to be benefited if he opened up the Keystone Pipeline. Oh, geez. I'm trying to be polite here. It's a challenge. Keystone Pipeline probably have America almost oil independent. You say, well, how is that possible? It comes from Alberta, Saskatchewan. Well, Alberta and Saskatchewan want to join, for the most part, children. Hey, other than the Democratic Party down in the States, Saskatchewan and Alberta would rather be part of the States than they would be part of Trudeau's new idea about the sanctimonious bastard. I can't believe Trudeau picking on the Canadian Freedom Convoy, picking on a lot of Canadian people, doing exactly what Biden's hoping like hell will turn out. Trudeau's doing the same thing. The people will forget. They won't remember. Well, I think we'll remember. And, oh, I am a strong Irish Canadian. But if you're walking up to your knees in horse shit, well, you might as well be part of the States as opposed to being part of Canada, when it doesn't even matter who we vote for out here in the West. It doesn't matter, because population, representation by population, the election's already done before it gets to the Manitoba border. Quebec, I hold French-speaking people in high regard. I hold Liberals in contempt, and the NDP as well. It doesn't matter what we do. It's already decided down there. You have a good morning. I'll probably do a few more of these. I'd kind of like to hit 400 videos by spring. I'm not sure, just that it's probably March 21st. I won't do that. Okay, God bless. You have a good day. I'm going to cut this in seconds. Thank you. God bless.